How the specter of communism is ruling our world. The specter of communism did not disappear with the disintegration of the Communist Party in Eastern Europe, by the editorial team of the 9 Commentaries on the Communist Party. Chapter 18. The Chinese Communist Party's Global Ambitions Part 1. Table of Contents. Introduction. 1. The Chinese Communist Party's ambition to replace the United States and dominate the world. A. The CCP has always aimed for world domination. B. World domination requires defeating the United States. C. The CCP has a multi-pronged strategy to subvert and contain the United States. D. The CCP incites anti-US hatred to prepare for war with America. E. The CCP no longer conceals its intentions in the Sino-US relationship. 2. Communist China's strategies for world domination. A. One Belt One Road initiative is territorial expansion masked as globalization. B. The CCP's Great Periphery strategy aims to exclude the U.S. from the Asia-Pacific region. C. Divide and conquer in Europe serves to create a split with the United States. D. The CCP exports the Chinese model to colonize Africa. E. Advancing into Latin America encroaches on America's backyard. F. Communist China flaunts its military ambitions. References. Introduction. The beginning of the 20th century saw the Soviet Communists seize power in Russia through violent force. The success of this revolution, in turn, paved the way for the Communist specter's primary actor, the Chinese Communist Party. The CCP was established in 1921 by agents of the Far Eastern branch of the Communist International. Over the several decades that followed, the Soviet Union played a major role on the world stage, confronting the Western democratic camp in the Cold War. Westerners took the Soviet Union and its satellite communist regimes in Eastern Europe to be the archetypical communist adversary. Meanwhile, the CCP regime had ample time for its establishment and maturation. The Soviet Union collapsed in 1991, leaving the CCP regime alone on the world stage. Communist China took a new, non-confrontational approach, enticing the rest of the world to engage with its capitalist market economy while retaining a totalitarian political system. Therefore, many Western scholars, entrepreneurs, and politicians did not regard the CCP as a communist party, but rather considered it a variant at most. This could not be further from the truth. The CCP has brought the defining characteristics of communist ideology, deceit, malice, and struggle, to the apex, creating a regime that employs the most pernicious and insidious methods of political intrigue developed over thousands of years of human history. The CCP seduces people with profits, controls them with power, and deceives them with lies. It has cultivated its demonic technique to the point of mastery. China is home to 5,000 years of history and a splendid traditional heritage, which have earned that ancient land and its people respect and admiration from people around the world. The CCP has capitalized on these positive sentiments. After seizing power and taking the Chinese people captive, it muddled the concepts of the Chinese nation and the CCP regime. It presented its ambitions under the camouflage of China's peaceful rise, making it difficult for the international community to understand its true motives. But the essential nature of the CCP has never changed. The party's strategy of economic engagement is simply to use the nutrition of the capitalist body to strengthen its own socialist body, to stabilize its rule, and realize its ambitions, rather than to enable China to see true prosperity and strength. In practice, its methods disregard basic moral ethics and universal values. The countries that mankind has founded exist on the basis of their founders' wisdom and faith in the divine. Human society must follow the standards of conduct laid down by the Creator, to maintain high moral character, protect the right to private property, and adhere to universal values. The economic development of a normal society needs to be supported by corresponding moral standards. But the CCP's party state has followed a diametrically opposite path, creating a fast-rising economic abomination that has encouraged severe moral degeneracy. The evil specter's motivation for arranging China's economic miracle is simple: without economic strength, the CCP regime would have no persuasive influence with which to dictate its terms to the world. These arrangements are not to benefit China or the Chinese, but to play on people's worship of money and wealth so that the world will align with the CCP in economic cooperation and international affairs. Internally, the Communist Party rules through tyranny and the most ruthless aspects of the capitalist system. It rewards evil and punishes good, making the worst individuals into society's most successful. Its policies magnify the evil side of human nature, using atheism to create a state of utter degeneracy in which people have no moral qualms. When operating abroad, the CCP regime advocates the ideology of Chinese characteristics, meaning communism, and offers powerful economic incentives as a lure to have the people of the free world let down their guard, abandon moral principle, and turn a blind eye to the CCP's vast abuses of human rights and its persecution of religion. Many politicians and corporations in Western countries have betrayed their values and compromised themselves in the face of profit, aligning themselves with the CCP's practices. Western countries hope they can help the CCP make a peaceful transformation, but while China has indeed undergone a degree of superficial modernization and westernization, the party never changed its underlying nature. Over the past few decades, the practical result of engagement has seen the CCP successfully and peacefully undermine the moral obligations of the United States and corrupt the public will. The CCP is the main arm of communism and thus the greatest threat worldwide. The communist specter's aim in strengthening the global power of the CCP is to spread its poison to all corners of the earth and ultimately to have people betray tradition and the divine. Even if the party's schemes for world domination are not directly successful, it will still have achieved the underlying purpose, to part people from their moral values. It does this by tempting people with economic interests, manipulating them with financial traps, infiltrating their political systems, intimidating them with military force, and confusing them with its propaganda. Faced with such great danger, we must carefully examine the CCP regime's ambition, strategy, tactics, and goals.